This here is the iPhone 12 Pro. Let's talk about why this iPhone is one of the best choices for most people in 2022 going into 2023 and beyond. Who is this phone for and is it worth your money? Now, as you probably know, this is a 2020 model and there are two new generations in front of it, but that's exactly what makes it so interesting today. How so? Glad you asked. For example, from the design perspective, there's not much that separates it from the 13 and 14 Pros. Matte glass on the back of the phone? Yes. Glossy stainless steel frame? Yes. Triple camera cutout on the back? Yes. Same squared off design, screen size, and just an overall modern and premium look. The only noticeable difference is the fact that it still has that bigger notch that got shrunk on the 13 Pro and completely replaced with a dynamic island on the 14 Pro. Other than that, it's still top notch. Get it? Cause it has a notch. Lol. Now if you flip the phone around, you'll see the 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display with 800 nits of brightness, which is great. There are brighter screens out there, but not by much, and from what I can tell, this is still more than bright enough. It has ceramic shield, which is really durable and scratches a bit harder than most phones, and it has the same exact resolution and pixel density as the newer Pros. The only noticeable difference with the screen is, again, that bigger notch and the fact that it's capped at 60 Hz. There's also no always-on display that came with the 14 Pro and Pro Max, but honestly I'm not really a huge fan of how they implemented it. Always-on displays in general are nice to have, but the way they made it just dim the whole display instead of turning it off altogether and just leaving the clock and notifications and stuff like that, like most Androids do, is just not my cup of tea. Now granted, they did fix this in the 16.2 update, but I still didn't get a chance to try it out so far. Sad face. Either way, what bothers me much more is the fact that it's not a Pro Motion display, and if I had to pick one thing that the iPhone 12 Pro lacks, it would be that 120Hz refresh rate. But it more than makes up for it with some other neat stuff. IP68 rating for water and dust resistance, great stereo speakers, amazing vibration motor like whole newer iPhones, 5G, all that good stuff, and that A14 Bionic chip that's running the show, Faucet. And this one is still top of the line. Sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself when I talk about performance on iPhones, but Apple's chips are really advanced and well integrated, and they're just so far ahead that a 2-year-old chip like the one in the 12 Pro didn't slow down one bit. And honestly, you wouldn't be able to notice any difference if you compared it to the A16 that's in the 14 Pro. The only thing is, newer chips are a bit more efficient, which does affect battery life. But the 12 Pro's battery always got me at least 7 hours or more of screen on time, which is still pretty good by all means, and it will most likely get you through the day with zero issues. For 99% of people, this battery is more than enough. It also supports 20-watt fast charging, which will get you around 50% in 30 minutes, and 15-watt wireless charging via MagSafe. Now, since Apple decided to ship their iPhones without chargers, you can always pick up a great one from Anker, which are cheaper and smaller than Apple's, but still every bit as fast and reliable. Now, this video is not sponsored by Anker, but I really do love their products, and I'll leave some affiliate links in the description if you would like to pick up a charger for yourself and help support the channel along the way. Now, before we jump onto the cameras, I just want to quickly mention that the software experience on the 12 Pro is basically the same as it is on all iPhones. Dynamic Island aside, it runs iOS 16 like a champ with all the new features. Lock screen widgets, battery percentage indicator on iOS 16.1 and newer, all those nice iMessage updates and everything else. And it's gonna be supported for at least another 4 years, if not more, so we're all set there. Alright, camera time. Triple camera setup on the back, 12 megapixel lenses all around. Wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto. And they are still easily one of the best smartphone cameras I have ever used. They're amazing for 99% of people, aside from a few niche use cases. If you're like a professional photographer or videographer, you need the best of the best and you have the budget for it, sure, maybe getting the 14 Pro would be justifiable and you would be able to tell a difference in some scenarios, mostly low light, but for everyone else, cameras on the 12 Pro are still just great. You still get night mode that works really well, you get the 3 different focal lengths, portrait mode, 4K video, and HDR capability. And as with all newer iPhones, great dynamic range, nice accurate colors, sharp photos, and video stabilization. Basically, all the things that make a good smartphone camera are there. Like I said, I honestly believe most people would be really happy with this setup. And now the main reason I think the iPhone 12 Pro is such a great choice is the price. You can pick this phone up renewed on Amazon for around $450 to $500, depending on your location, unlocked, or even a bit less if you go with a carrier version, and you can even trade in your old phone to drop the price down even more. Links will be where all links are on YouTube. Now, if you are still on the edge, if you are like, I don't know, I like the 12 Pro, but it's still a bit pricey, but I too want to flex on people, you can check out this iPhone 11 Pro review on the right side of your screen. Subscribe and do all the YouTube things.